You bringing up the drag one first, Gray?
Yeah, so the first one in the video was the drag missile defense, and that's going to be the most common. That's going to be the most common one against long range, more medium to long range radar guided missiles, SAMs. So the drag one obviously is he's mostly staying level. It's just kind of a in place turn, and because you get fired upon. So basically what's happening there is that SAM sight, that radar knows you're flying dead ahead, and it's going to make a first shot attempt because it's going to fire potentially beyond its max range threat envelope, right? So it's because you're flying, because it is betting on if you are flying straight ahead, it's betting on the max range of that missile is going to get to the edge of that threat envelope as you get there. Does that make sense? So if you start an in-place turn when he fires, there's no way that missile is going to get there. I mean, you're going to want to dump some chaff and flare and whatnot as a precaution, but that missile is already a max range shot. So if you do an in-place, you're dragging it. So if you do an in-place turn like that, and you're dumping chaff and flare, and as he gets a complete 180, he's kind of doing some left and right turns, and what that's essentially doing is it's burning up more energy. The missile is having to use more energy to keep tracking you, and so it's as the missile burns energy. I mean, just like in our aircraft, when we're trying to avoid these SAMs at closer range and we do a hard brake turn, we're losing energy. Or if a bad guy jumps us and we're trying to turn, and we're getting real slow, real fast, because as you load up on the angle of attack, that's more drag. You're burning up all that energy. So getting the missile, and a lot of these longer range SAM avoidances are essentially getting the missile to use up as much energy as possible, and also potentially lock on to flares or chaff or whatever to get it off of you. So, I mean, those flares and chaff are wonderful, especially at closer range, to help and whatnot. But it's I would say, especially chaff is way more effective the further out you are. So that's the missile drag defense. That's a long range, and he did a split S, didn't he? In the second one, he did a split S.
Yeah, split S and do the drag.
Yeah. So what that split S is doing as well, so you can either, at long range, you can either just do a brake left turn or a brake right turn, depending on where the SAM is, and keep altitude. But if you're maybe a little bit closer, you're going to want to do that split S to the down low, because what that's also going to do is get you some extreme amount of airspeed for a kind of escape trajectory, right? And it also is potentially going to have that missile go impact the ground depending on your altitude. The higher altitude you are, the more airspeed you're going to want to get out of that threat envelope. So the higher you are, yeah, you're damn well you're going to be wanting to do a split S to get more airspeed, because we're in A10s for the most part. We're slow. We need airspeed. We need airspeed as our friend. So a lot of the avoidance maneuvers that you'll be doing in A10s you're going to be trying to help yourself get some airspeed to get out of there. So that's the drag missile defense. That's more longer range stuff. The beaming missile defense is, basically with radar, if you are in a perfectly perpendicular motion from the radar, that radar has a real tough time differentiating you from the background, because you're not, that radar is betting on detecting whether you're coming towards it or away from it. That's how it's making all its calculations and whatnot. So if you're perfectly perpendicular or damn near perpendicular, it's gonna be real tough for that missile to keep a lock, because that missile is honing in on the radar that is painting your aircraft from the tracking site. So if that missile, if that painting radar if that missile can't detect if you're coming or going based on that radar paint, then it's going to go right after your chaff. So that's the beam one. That can be, I mean, that can be used at more longer range, maybe medium range. It can it can work if you have enough time. If you know that you're getting launched on and you have enough time to make that quick brake turn to the beam, either left or right, you mostly be able to break that lock. And as it gets closer, if you're faster and it looks like it's still tracking you, if you were in a fighter jet, you could just pull hard, pull a lot of G's up, pull up as that missile gets closer to you, because you might be able to out G the missile because the missile is going so much faster. And in order to get ahead of you, that missile is going to have to pull way more G's than you. So that you might be able to out G it temporarily. If that missile's still tracking you when you're in the beam, then split S to the deck. That'll get you some airspeed as well as hopefully out G'ing it, but it's going to be pretty difficult in an A-10. So if it looks like the beam is not working, you can either split S, get it in the weeds, or just extend away and dump some chaff and flare in its face. So that is the beam defense, and then the orthogonal roll is one of the oh fuck moments. The orthogonal roll is most likely going to be used against IR SAMs because it's closer range, and the orthogonal roll is kind of one of the easiest things to do at such close range, and you're essentially just rolling around the missile. That missile is constantly having to expend energy to keep tracking you, and you're also dumping a hell of a lot of flares in its face. So in the video, he turned towards the missile. He kind of banked towards the missile so he could always have eyes on it, and then knew kind of to an extent when to pull harder, when to dump more flares. And that's kind of how he was able to defeat the missile. And then as soon as he defeated it, he kept the roll in, and then extended away from that threat. So he kept the roll going, and then he dove down on the deck, getting more airspeed. Because you're in an A-10, as soon as you start pitching up, you're losing hell of a lot of airspeed. So he keeps that roll in, and then just finishes the roll diving out to get back some of that airspeed. And then breaks away from the threat. So a lot of times when we're trying to bait SAM sites, and this also goes back into the first video I posted, which is how do I wingman. So if you watch that video, you're always having a wingman. He's always having eyes on that target area as you're running in. So if he sees a SAM launch, your eyes and radio call is going to be as fast, if not faster, than the missile launch warning system on the A-10, because it has to be able to detect that IR signature for an X amount of time before it knows, oh, yep, that's a missile. So, but if you see the flash and you see an instant missile trail and smoke, you can call it out as fast as he's getting the missile launch warning sound. And then if he doesn't see it, which chances are he's focused on the target area on his run-in, you need to be able to tell him brake left or brake right. SAM launch, 1 brake left, 1 brake right. Or if you're got eyes on your number 2, SAM launch, hey, brake left, brake right, whatever. And that's obviously more if it's closer range, and it's more of an oh fuck. A SAM launch from a radar threat, you're going to have a little bit more time, depending on because that's going to be more of an immediate missile launch warning or RWR warning. So then the brake turn, the final one here is the he's essentially almost split S-ing, but he's getting as much airspeed as he can, and he's just turning away from that threat. So this is somewhat similar to the orthogonal roll. Your closer range. The roll is more used for if you're a bit closer, probably, and you keep eyes on the missile at all times. This brake turn is you're trying to essentially get flares dumped in that missile's face. Because you're closer, it's probably an IR missile. So you're breaking away from the threat and just getting flares in its face. as you continue to dive and get more airspeed. Getting you that airspeed is going to get you on an escape trajectory faster and get you safe. So, any questions? A wild Gazorpal appears. So, let me pause the video. I left it running in the background like a moron. Okay, so basically about the mission here is we have several sites. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sites. They're all essentially the same. TV stations are marked. Goddamn videos keep playing in the background. Okay. And so yeah, 6 sites, and we're going to do teams of 2. So yeah, we'll have enough to split up into different sites. So teams of 2, and so the first, we all air start. We're all spawning in the air, and the first waypoint is the SA3 site. Hey, thanks for the follow, man. So first waypoint is an SA3 site, and so the objective of this mission is to get you some SAM avoidance training and practice. You're going in there with the express knowledge that you're going to be fired upon, and you want to be fired upon because this is how you're going to friggin' learn, by getting blown up. Steph ST. Oh, that's Scare. Thanks for the subscription, man. I'm listening to Duo Barrel Roll right now. Thank you, Scare. So yeah, and then so that's the first waypoint, and then just a bit north of each target area, just a bit north of your waypoint, is another TV tower delineating some more medium to short range SHORAD stuff. So what we want to do is each A10 has 6 Mavericks and 2 to 4 Mark 82s. So those 6 Mavericks, you're going to be killing the radars. You're going to be just essentially working your way up each of you guys' range and killing the radars, doing what you need to do to stop the threat of missiles continuing it to your forehead. So the SA3, it's going to be locking and tracking on you for a long time. The radar has a way greater range than the missiles do. So you're going to be kind of staring down the barrel of the gun for a little while, and just get your targeting pods on it. Let's not fire the Mavericks right away. Let's kind of test yourself, do the maneuvers. This is all about doing the maneuvers, getting used to avoiding missiles, getting comfortable with avoiding missiles. And so we have the SA3 site is going to be more for your longer range missile avoidance stuff, like the first 2 we kind of went over. And then as those SA3 sites get to using up their missiles, you can kill the radar, do what you need to do to kill that site, and then work your way north. I think it's like 10 to 15 miles north, if that is the next site, which is an OSA, an SA-10, and Shilkas. So eventually you'll get the SA-8, which is the OSA, I believe, and then the Strela 10, which is what, an SA-13, I think? I can't remember. I think odd ones were...
Yeah, SA-13.
Yeah. It's MTLB with the shit on it.
So I gave everyone six Mavericks, but you're also going to be working with your wingman. You're going to have a buddy system, like in that first video I posted, working with your wingman. You know, if someone's running in, your wingman needs to have eyes on. So, and then vice versa. Obviously, each of you guys practice avoiding the missiles. I'm not going to really be flying. I'm just going to be kind of going in between all aircraft. SRS channels based on who picks what. Group or Site 1 can be in the A10. Site 1 can be 31 FM. Site 2 can be 32 FM. That keeps it pretty easy. If you're in a Harrier, Harriers, how many Harriers do we have? Squinks?
Yep. 4.
Okay. What? There's 4 people today flying a Harrier?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay, so
We'll
let's
just use preset 1 and 2 or whatever.
Yeah, so you can just scroll through your presets on the left radio is fine. So let's select aircraft. Don't hit fly yet. So who wants to be Moldy's wingman?
That'd be me.
All right, Marbles. Select A10 Site 1 underneath Moldy. Frank, are you flying an A10?
Yep.
Okay, let's spread it out just a tad. So, Frank, select A10 Site 3, the first one. And Thump, are you in an A10 or a Harrier? A10? Okay. Thump, go ahead and select Frank's wingman. 1 second, I'm getting work notifications.
Just real quick for anybody who's using any kind of HOTAS with permanent state switches, make sure that your EAC and GCAS switches and your throttles are all unparked, so you don't shut off your engines as soon as the map starts.
Good
Okay.
call.
So let's see who else. Squinkies and Quecks. Go ahead and select Harrier Site 5. Fletcher, what are you flying?
Harrier.
Okay, Grimes, are you flying a Harrier as well?
Yep.
Okay, you guys can do Harrier Site 6. And perfect, because I'm with no one anyway. If there was one left, I was going to fly with them, but cool. So obviously the mission's already unpaused, so let's see. Moldy and Marbles, you guys will be 31 FM. Frank and Thump, you'll be 33 FM. And then Squinks and Quecks, you guys can just be the first preset. Grimes and Fletcher, you guys just can be preset number 2 on SRS. Excuse me. And I won't really be using SRS, but if I need to, well, I suppose I can just do instructor pilot and just orbit and then just go between all the frequencies. I suppose that'll be easiest. Everyone ready? Anybody have any last questions? Let's see. The default frequency for the Harriers is the 133, isn't it? On preset 1.
Oh.
Oh well.
I actually do have a last question.
If you do have any questions for me, just yell at me at Discord, I guess. Just keep it quick, or just have me come to your frequency. Just say, hey, Grey Wolf, come to FM 33, or hey, Grey Wolf, come to 133, or whatever. So just yell at me in Discord. Tell me to switch to your channel, and I will do so. Yes, Marbles.
The even and odd you were saying with the SAM sites, what does that correlate to?
Oh, like, you know how it's like SA10, SA11, SA12. I was curious if odd number SAM sites like the SA13, that's an odd number. I was curious if that was for IR. I couldn't remember, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I don't think it is.
SA3, SA15, or radar guided, SA11.
All right. Any last questions before we can all smash the fly button? You got plenty of time to get your radios sorted. Spawn in, throttle up, and get your radio sorted, or go altitude hold, whatever. You got plenty of time until that first waypoint. So it is all possible for us to die. So if that happens, just respawn. This is a training scenario, training mission. Respawn as many times. This is for learning, asking questions. So let's go learn us some SAMs. And let's hit fly.
I think I died already. Wow. Well, there we go.
No worries, Scare. That was pretty funny. So you spawned in, get track of your leader, get your wingman together, get eyes on each other, and then get your targeting pod on that SAM site. Practice some avoidances first, and then start working that SAM site with your Mavericks, and just kind of work your way north to your next range, and just try to get fired upon. You know, try to do. Pick an avoidance maneuver out in your head. You know, all right, I'm going to do the brake turn on this one, and then wait until you get fired upon, and then do your brake turn. You know, all right, this time I'm gonna do the drag, or this time I'm gonna do the beam, and just try it out. I mean, you're not gonna know what happens until you do it yourself. So try it out, and the roll and the brake craziness are probably going to be better used on the more IR stuff as you get closer. But get your flares and chaff stuff set, and then just pick out in your head, all right, this time I'm going to do this. You know, don't just have a plan. Have a plan. Know what you're going to do.
Is on radar.
I got control problems, sorry.
FS.
No worries. Let me know whenever you're back in.
Shit
I'm on
first?
channel 1.
I don't know.
Practice the what, sir? First, you want to do like the turn in place kind of maneuver? Drag it.
The high drag S turn thing. What was it called?
Sure.
Can't remember.
Which maneuver is that? Describe it.
The one where you fucking yo nose down and basically do a loop.
Like a split S kind of thing?
Yeah, split S.
You got it. That's a good idea.
Warning, autopilot.
So is that site right on the waypoint? Is that where you're looking?
Yeah, it's south of the comms tower by a couple 100 meters.
Alright. Might want to get away from you a little bit then, so if we split S, we'll go right into each other.
I got 3 launchers, 1 radar, 2 trucks, and another vehicle off to the left that was a Shipwara. And then I see the dog ear as well.
Yeah, what do you mean when you say dog ear? Is that the actual launcher? Or radar?
Warning, autopilot.
Dog ear is the radar.
Alright, I've got a launcher with 4 missiles. I don't know which one that is.
If you look to the right, you see the rightmost launcher, and then you got the one to the left of it. The structure in between is the dog ear. You can kind of tell because it's got those little weird diagonal structures coming out of it. That's why they call it a dog ear.
I don't want to see any Maverick launches just yet. Let's do some missile escapes
Okay,
first.
here we go.
Alright, I'll let it launch on me and I'll evade.
Alright, I'll just follow you.
Alright, missile in the air. I'm evading. Defeated.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay, I'm gonna go wings level here. Looks like we got another launch.
The missile's still tracking you, Moldy. There you go. Keep the turns in, keep that missile looking at chaff.
Warning, autopilot.
Okay, I'm gonna make my heading 150.
150.
Alright, did you, I guess you did the brake too, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I didn't know who it was tracking on.
Okay. If you want to practice a 3 to, what was it? You want me to put it your 3 to 9? I just call it a 3 to 9.
Yeah.
Break.
Like a beam defense would be a good idea. If it starts getting and it doesn't break, do a split S in that same direction. Make it do some turns.
Gray, what was the one where you do missile at your 3 or 9?
The beam?
Hydrac? Beam
no,
defense?
The beam.
Okay. Alright.
Are you able to hear me on the radio?
Yeah, we'll do the beam defense. If you want to go in, I'll just hang out over here.
Roger that. Alright,
I'll just watch and then I'll do it.
Roger. Did you find the missile launch on your TGP or did you see it visually?
I saw it on TGP, RWR, and then, yeah, CMS.
You saw it south of the tower east?
Yeah, it was south of the tower. When I slewed my TGP, I saw the middle one fire at us.
Quex, did you get your controls figured out? Quex?
Maybe.
Alright, I am in from the south here.
Roger, I am gonna watch, and I'll let you know when there is launch, but you'll already know. Let's spike SA3.
Oh, okay, I see which launcher gave us a missile before.
Bump defeated, good job.
You see that one on the right? That's the dog ear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, getting tracked here.
Roger, I
A10 down here
visual
that's getting
Missile
launched
launch,
on from like
breaking right.
everything.
What was that, Squinks?
I said there's an AI A10 over here that's just getting launched on from everything.
Marbles, that missile still tracking. Marbles, that missile still tracking you, so you need to split S. There you go, good job. Missile defeated.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, I'm going in. I'm gonna do the beaming defense here then. So, we'll start. I guess You put your nose right on it when it launches. That's when you do the 3 to 9.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. It was pretty intense to see the streak coming at me, and when Roman Grey Wolf said it wasn't defeated, I was seeing it, and I was like, I don't know, my pulse was really going. It was awesome.
Yeah, you can just follow the missile trail essentially, and if it doesn't look like it's tracking on your flares or something, you need to do something else. So, good job.
Roger that.
Flight. Engage armor.
Alright, let me get to where I can get my TGP on target. Okay, I have eyes on.
Squinkies and Quacks, if you guys wanted to change to Harrier Site 4 or something, since that A10 is kind of fucking things up, you are more than welcome.
Dude, thanks. Alright, quick.
Not sure it's going to actually shoot at me.
Yep.
SA8's tracking.
Yeah, you might be out of missiles. You might be out of missiles, I'm not sure. They should be firing at you by now. I'd say get out of there and try again.
Are you talking to Moldy?
Yeah, sorry.
Got a missile launch.
The site that was acquiring us, I don't see it.
Moldy SAM launch from the SA8s. Break left, Moldy, break left. See, did you see how the missile trail was still tracking on you?
I got chaff out. I think I defeated it.
Yeah, you defeated it. Good job.
Two missiles.
Yeah, there's two of them. Good job. Yeah, it wasn't completely a beam. I know a beam is going to be one of the harder ones because you have to be pretty damn near 90, but you were still barely heading towards him, so that's how that missile was able to keep tracking. But you saw it, and you know you still had enough time to break left and get chaff in its face, so you defeated it.
Sweet. What's next? The organal, I guess.
Oh, we'll save that for when we're going up against IRs. That's not really going to be effective against these guys unless they're really far out,
Maverick.
You know? Like if they're at the very edge of their range, and even then,
you guys are both stepping on each other.
It's not very reliable.
You guys are both stepping on each other that entire time.
Tracking rate. What else haven't we done yet? So we've done booming defense. We've done split S.
Marbles, you guys keep stepping on each other every single time.
Oh, sorry.
We can just talk. We can just take out the SA3 site now, I guess, with Mavericks.
Okay, copy that. I'm getting tracked on here.
Yeah, if you guys want to start taking out if you've had enough avoidances from the SA3, you can just take out the radar with a Maverick and then just kind of work a bit more north towards the SA8 and Strela site. If you've feeling comfortable more with avoiding SA3s.
Sweet. Ray, are you listening on 31 FM?
I am.
Alright. Alright, let's bait a couple more missiles out of them and... Alright. Getting tracked on.
I don't think the SA3 site's gonna...
Missile launch?
Oh, yep, launch. SA3. Tracking.
See, Marbles, how that missile is just doing a big, almost orthogonal roll as well, and yeah, now it just broke lock. Good job.
Yeah, that was awesome. I saw that. Would it have been as effective to turn away from the site and just put distance between us?
Yeah, probably. Not more effective, but just another means.
Yeah. Okay, Moldy, what's your status over there?
I'm flying directly at the site trying to get it to launch on me. I don't think it will, though.
So Quex, one of the reasons why it's probably not firing at you is you're doing a pretty good job at running a beam to it right now. So you might need to back out and come back in to get it to fire at you.
Copy.
Alright, I'm gonna break left. I've got the dog ear ready to be killed.
You take him out? You want me to do it?
Lock the Shipora. It's to the left of the 2 Urals.
Okie dokie. Let's get track down here. Missing launch.
I wonder why it keeps launching on you, not me.
So another thing to do there, Marbles, since you split S but you didn't get any distance away, as you were doing your split S, you could have banked right to get yourself on an escape trajectory.
Good call. Is that the recommended thing, is to split S and get away from it?
Hey, Fern.
Right, are we cleared to kill the SA3 site now, or because I can get launch on me?
It's probably just really distracted on Marbles, but yeah, you guys can kill the radar and then just work your way out.
Alright, hog 1 rifle.
Frank, break left. There you go, good
break
job.
left.
I was talking to,
Fire in a second.
I was talking to Frank.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that target you called out to me.
So the missile has reacquired. Break right.
Dog ear's
Go
down.
to the right. Missile defeated, Thumb.
Yeah,
that guy really hates my ass, dude. And then he squinks and just flew right on this road.
You think it was Squinks to do what? Sorry.
Nope, you did just fine, dude. I used the wrong name.
Oh, gotcha.
Alright, I'm watching for launch.
Yeah, I see it.
Clear.
Frank is,
I'm gonna
who
go
just
back in.
Frank would be like hitting him in the toe with a jackhammer right now, and they wouldn't care.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about me, apparently. You know, I'm harmless.
Alright, I'm gonna pop.
Alright.
Alright. 1 red.
I'm sitting down against that SA3 radar.
Shack on that chaparral.
Chaparral?
Not chaparral, whatever the hell that thing was.
Shipora.
So Moldy, that radar that you just killed, that was the radar for the SA3. The dog ear doesn't really have much to do with the SA3.
Right.
Oh, okay. What does the Shipora do then?
The dog ear is typically paired with a Strela 10 for just general acquisition and just general acquisition of aircraft in the area.
Okay, so the launches have no tracking abilities, so it's completely harmless then.
Yes, correct.
Alright. Marvelous, you want to form up and fly to the next one?
Good thing. We're on the ring in a minute.
Dump brake right.
Roger, I'm gonna turn
Your other right.
We went off Mavericks here.
So Thump, you broke left there, which basically kept the missile on a 0 turn trajectory. It wasn't having a turn at all. But yeah, Thump, hop in a new jet and try again.
Right, yeah, I got visual of you.
I'm a shitty wingman.
Just danced with the double a little too long.
Alright, I'm gonna do a split S again, I think. Try that one.
Getting tracked on here, SA8.
Alright, if it's tracking on you, you can do it first.
I'll do a beam defense again.
Roger.
It'd been nice if my Mavericks weren't freaking out.
That's a launch.
Yep, it's tracking you. 2 missiles out, 2 missiles out.
Defeated.
It's tracking me now.
Alright, rolling in. Is that waypoint?
I couldn't get it on the waypoint, I just looked at it with
Yeah.
with TGP and visually.
Yeah, that second place doesn't have a waypoint on it.
Missile launch. Nice job.
Hold these down.
Rip.
Oh, I thought he evaded. I didn't see it hit him.
No. Pick a new jet, Mully. Go, go, go. Get back on 31 FM when you respawn.
Engage armor.
Only checking back in on 31 FM.
Welcome back. What happened, dude?
I was a little too close.
It looked like you defeated it. I guess I wasn't looking at you.
Got to get yourself on an escape trajectory when, because you guys, a lot of people here. A lot of people here, when they get fired upon, are just kind of staying a beam and pulling, into the vertical or doing a split S while also staying a beam. That can be used for the initial, but you need to, in the split S, you need to kind of roll to get yourself on an escape plan while getting, because if you're just kind of staying a beam and dumping chaff and flare, it's still going to be hard for that missile to track the chaff and flare. But as you start, if you get yourself more on a turn to escape the area, that chaff and flare is going to get more in that missile's face. And then once you're on an escape trajectory, it's easier to brake right or left.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. This is awesome.
How long
Yeah,
did it
this
take
is
the
really
SA3?
good training. I'm gonna go put this thing in a left-hand turn. I'm gonna take a piss.
Good job, Fletcher. Got another of airspeed. Just keep heading away. Gotta keep up that airspeed. You had a missile actually pass right over your right wing, Fletcher. That was really close.
Copy that.
There you go, Thump. You got your airspeed, you reacquired the missile, and you broke correctly. SA3 loves you, Fletcher.
I think it's because we're sufficiently spread apart that it can't lock. We can only lock one of us at a time.
What's that, Grimes?
It's tracking radar, can't see me basically because I'm at a different aspect basically.
Right. Yeah, it kind of focuses on one.
Yeah, it's not like an SA-10, which can launch multiple targets. I think you need multiple tracking radars for this thing to do that.
Gotcha. Well, there's the OSA, so you'll just have to kill the radar of the SA-3 and just work a little closer.
Yeah, just trying to remember all these maps.
So, Gray, tell me what the symbology on the RWR here. I've got a diamond. I've got an arc over some threes. What do those mean?
Mulder, are you heading back into the fight, bro?
He's taking a piss. He's in a autopilot left-hand turn.
Oh, okay. Well, the diamond, I think, means that it's tracking you, and then the half circle, I think, is just like a search radar type of deal, and then shit where there's nothing around it means it's just out there but not doing anything, painting your aircraft at all or anything like that.
Okay. Do you know how, oh, okay. All right.
There you go, Fletcher. You drove it into the ground. Nice job.
Copy that. Thank you.
Missile defeated, Thump. Nice job.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm back on 31 FM.
All right. Oldie, what's your net information right now?
00.
I'm on group ID 1092. If you want to go 1-1, I'll be able to catch you.
Squinks, I didn't see what happened. Sorry, man, but slap another jet down. Let's do it.
Roger, you should get me.
What was that, Mr. Robot?
It's all good.
Cool beans.
I want to see if I can land the broken jet first.
Oh, I can't see on the F10 map. The game must think you're dead. Oh, thanks, Scare. So, yeah, shows how much I know about the RWR, which is actually pretty little. Scare in the chat says the diamond is the primary threat, and the circle is when they have locked you. The half circle is the newest threat.
What does it mean when my Maverick says
Nice,
no
thank
track launch inhibit?
You need to try to relock, I suppose, or maybe do you have your EO on, or did you accidentally turn it off?
No, EO's on. I got everything going. It just will not lock.
Do you have it selected on your DMS or your Dismas?
Yep.
You just try relocking, or maybe slave off of it and then relock. Oh shit, the Zorps. Defeated, nice.
I'm gonna go head on and SA it again, see if I can do something.
I think we got a bunch of smoke down there.
On the first one, yeah. I'm going for the second one. I don't think they're gonna fire on us again.
Doesn't look like it.
Getting tracked by AAA though. Did you kill the AAA in the SA here?
I did not. I just waited for you. Missile launch, missile launch.
SA 13.
Whoa!
Defeated. Barely.
Nicely done.
Defeated.
You are super close.
From your north.
Trying to get the launch there.
Missile launch, missile launch.
Tried to do the fucking roll, it didn't work. I was probably...
Oh god, buddy.
Okay,
Alright, so those are IR sent.
Moldy, that was a good attempt at the roll, but you have to wait. You have to wait to actually roll over until you've pulled enough to where the missile is starting to go below you, and then keep going on your roll. Does that make sense? You kind of rolled,
Yeah.
and then you were inverted essentially when the missile was already with you.
Blew my load too early.
And then I'm going to try to draw one of those. Those are all IR, correct, Greg?
The closer range SAM's going to be a bit more tougher. The closer range SAMs are definitely going to be where you want to have airspeed more as your friend.
I'm officially at a loss as to why these Mavericks won't walk. It is TMS up short to lock, right?
A-firm.
Yeah.
You need to slew it off though, maybe a little bit, and then back, and then just relock it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've been trying to do that. It just will not play.
Mulder, you back on 31? Mulder, you back on 31?
Molly back on 31.
As for evading AAA, if you keep the AAA perpendicular to you, or more or less perpendicular, as soon as you see that they fire, just pull. Just bring on, load up the aircraft a little bit because those rounds are going to pass underneath you. Invert immediately because chances are they're retracking and refiring, and so invert immediately and pull, and then break away from the target area and get yourself in an escape trajectory.
Yeah, out of plane G. Good stuff.
Rifle.
You get in there and try an organal, orga, whatchamadu?
Orgasmical? No, nobody's shooting SAMs at me, just AAA. I was just doing the, what do they call it, the Shilka, well, I forget what the defense is called.
That's the Shilka dance. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just pulling out of plane Gs.
I don't.
The fucking SA-8 is like packed up and ready to move out, so he must be out of missiles.
No big deal. I think we kind of get the idea.
The only one I wanted to do, Gray, was the fucking one I couldn't do.
Well, you have to.
Rads, like our orthogonal roll.
Do a barrel roll!
You'll have to try again.
Is he out of ammo?
He might. Well, for the Strela 10, I wouldn't think would be out of ammo yet, but I guess, yeah, maybe he does only have like 6 missiles or so.
I've done it before on accident, before I knew what it was.
Oh, yeah, he's only got 4 missiles, so he's out of ammo.
Maverick the shit out of him.
Marbles and Moldy, if you guys wanted to go to Site 2, you can.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. We'll go there. Where is that at? Is that a...
Well, you can just reselect slot 2 and then respawn.
Oh, by the way, when you're on SRS, it's like capturing your other microphone, by the way, so you sound quiet.
Oh, thanks.
I should have told you that 30 minutes ago, but...
I fucking always forget. Dump, did you get it figured out?
I mean, kind of started working, but I did nothing different other than nothing different. So I don't know if these guys is freaking out or what, but...
I like your explanation. I did nothing different other than nothing different.
See, it's not just me, you know, taking out treatment with my Mavericks. I was like, I did everything that I was supposed to do, but sometimes it just decides to just fuck off.
I heard that
Marbles back
ginger
on
ale
31
opening
FM.
real nice. So good.
Gotta have my ginger ale.
Nice dodge, Squints. Now keep yourself on an escape trajectory, so brake right. There you go. Show me my moves!
Checking in 31 FM.
Yeah, Moldy, you might as well stay on 31 FM.
Got you, Lizzie and Fizzy. My Nizzy. That's what the kids say, right?
I think so, yeah.
Say again for Gray, sorry.
Man, ain't nobody talking to you.
Ain't fucking no one talking to you. You want to do more SA3 evasion? I think evading SA3s are kind of easy if you want to just shoot these fucks and then move on to the next one.
That's a good idea. I think evading IRs is going to be the biggest challenge because we're so slow and they're so close and high energy.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just target the radar and take it out.
Right on. You want me to split off from you so we can see who's getting tracked?
Sounds like a good idea to me.
So probably about this time or so, these places are running out of ammo because now I realize that I forgot to give them fucking rearm trucks. So, but that's, we basically just wanted to be doing this for about an hour or so anyway. I know Marbles and Moldy just respawned to a different site. So let's see. Site 5 is still active. If like Squinks and Quacks, if you guys wanted to go back to that and get some more practice, because that A10 finally landed. I doubt there's going to be much SA3 shooting at you because they shot at the A10 so much, but might be worth a shot. Otherwise, in about 10 minutes or so, we're going to switch over. I'll turn the floor over to Grimes, and we're going to help him test out some SAM fun on NTTR.
Awesome.
It's basically a big seed range.
I have a question.
Go.
The RWR A10, I noticed it's got like rings and then more rings. Outer ring. What are those? What's the range on the rings? Is that thing?
Oh, I can't remember. Who's input a wiki article in the DFA channel? I don't remember what the range rings are.
All right. I'll check it out. Well, I guess I can just look at that with my RW. Got something on my TGP. I can just look at it.
I think it's more of an approximation as well.
I think I've got a threat in my RWR ring. And it's like on my TGP, it's about 10 kilometers. So I don't know. I don't know if that matters though.
My understanding is that the rings are more to do with perceived threat than range.
Oh, yeah, Thendash is saying it on the channel here. It says the closer the icon is to the center of the display generally indicates the greatest threat to your aircraft at the moment. So it might not necessarily be
rifle
range. It's more to do with what the hell's the bigger threat.
Oh, okay. Cool. That makes... actually, yeah, fucking... That's the same way in BMS. Free!
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is also, you know, like, the closer
You going
it is
after
to
the south
center,
site, Moldy?
you know, more threatening it will be to you in terms of, like, you're within a range of, like, you know, the SA-10 or something like that. You know, you're going to be closer to the center than if it were, like, if it was further away.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. As a perceived threat in that range. So the closer one is the one you need to worry about. That's all you need to... Pretty easy concept.
You alright, buddy? You sound like you just woke up.
But me? I just killed the SA3 site, like the radar.
Well, he did stream for 12 hours yesterday.
I'm sick. That's why I sound nasally, if that's what you mean.
Moldy's sick as fuck.
Sick with 2 C's, thick with 2 C's, you know what I'm saying?
Alright, Mulderson, I'm going to take out the dog ear then.
Ranger.
Yeah, they shot a wing off.
And from the east, 6 miles.
Good job, Frank. Yeah, get yourself on an escape trajectory. You should be good.
Rifle. Missile launch.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, not much.
SA6 site, I think it's at the second launch time,
One rifle.
Defeated.
When you guys are doing
Power.
when you guys are doing quick brake turns, you need to make sure you're spacing out those brake turns more, because if you do a brake right turn and immediately brake left turn, that missile hasn't expended much energy there, and you're essentially putting yourself right back into the path of the missile. So if you're getting yourself on an escape trajectory and you brake, the missile's behind you, and you brake right, you need to wait for 5 seconds or so, maybe more, and then brake back left or do something else. Because if you brake right and then immediately bank left, that missile 5 miles away, that's not much energy expended.
Is it me you were watching just now?
Yes.
I figured. My bust.
It's learning, man. It's learning. Alrighty, everyone. This will kind of be our intermission here. So let us meet back. We'll meet back at on the half hour. So in about 10 minutes, we'll make sure to be back on, and Gazorpol will start giving his spiel on what his mission is, and we'll give that a run. And then I don't know about you guys, but after Gazorp's mission, I'm fucking blue flagging this shit.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for some flag.
Yeah.
You mean
I am
BF lag? Lol.
As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and check the map.
I enjoy roulette odds.
Ooh, we still got some work to do.
I checked the map like last night before I went to bed, and basically the entire map was on fire. It was really weird.
I saw that. I don't think that's accurate.
That's where Siri Bob logged into the server and just clicked his "Watch the World Burn" trigger.
Well, it's because people keep asking him like stupid ass questions, like, "Is the F-18 going to be a red too?" Because ballots, and he's just like, "God damn, I don't know, fuck." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, leave him alone." There's a bunch of people are like, "Well, actually," I'm like, "Oh."
Actually, if you put the Italians on Russia, maybe that'll simulate the alternate universe where they stayed like bad, and they have F-18s. So, I think Honus, they can fly with some SU-27s.
That's literally the blue flag channel sometimes.
Fall out of your mouth.
Wow.
That was pretty good.
That was a thing.
Just let me put my glasses up here.
You're trying to do a Captain Volcano impression there.
Oh man, I forgot about Captain Volcano.
I'm trying to find it.
Hey guys, you know what I did the other day?
Fucked a dude.
I wish. No, I just saw Frank in real life. It was awesome.
What?
What? He said, "Fuck the dude." Gay?
Did you guys have a meetup hump?
He snuck up on me like a fucking
ninja.
spider monkey.
Spider Frank.
I use my NCO's skills to creep up on people.
I found it.
I sniff out shitbaggery.
Speaking of that, yo, this fucking 1-star fucking crept up on us like a fucking ninja, like straight CAG 1-star, right? And like all of a sudden we're sitting there bullshitting, and he just comes up and is like, "Hey, so what's going on?" I'm like, "What the fuck? Where did you come from?" And then he just vanished right after that, like Batman. I was like, "What the fuck, man?"
She was like, "Well, you want some dick?" and then walk away.
All right. Any questions over the break here? Because I'm gonna go get a drink and stretch the legs for a few minutes here. So any questions, real quick?
Nerp.
Cool beans. Well, AFK intermission. Be back in 10 minutes.
What's that? Do we disconnect? I take it.
Yeah, you can.